Hey guys, it is August now and we have made it past half of 2025. And honestly, this year has been pretty good for movies. I mean, there are obviously bad ones, but many great ones too that I will talk about in my end of the year list. But as of now, I would like to talk about the upcoming films of the year that I am excited to see. Some of the films I'm going to mention here were talked about in my video about films of 2025 that I'm excited for that I made at the start of the year. But there will be quite a few new additions in this video because many of these projects hadn't been announced when I made that first video. Now there will be 4 categories for this list. There will be films that I am not excited about per se, but curious enough to catch them in cinemas. And then there will be the list of films that I am unsure whether they will even release here in India because some sites show that they will release, whereas other sites don't even show them at all. And then there will be the list of films that are not releasing in my country as of my current knowledge, but I want to see. And then finally, there will be the list of films that are most definitely coming out in my country that I am very excited for. For the first category, there are films like Zootopia 2, Tron Ares, Predator Badlands, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, Good Boy, Conjuring the Last Rites, Thama, Splitsville, and Nobody 2. These are all slated to release here in India this year. For the second category, I have 2 films from some of my favorite directors. One is Marty Supreme from Josh Safdie, starring Timothy Chalamet. It looks like it's going to be fun, but also extremely anxiety-inducing, which are a staple of the Safdie brothers. Chalamet really seems like one of the younger movie stars, given his popularity, but also just the variety of roles he's done over the last couple of years. And Begonia, of course, is from the wacky mind of Yorgos Lanthimos. Reuniting with his muse, Emma Stone, and recent collaborator Jesse Plemons, this looks just as weird and strange as you'd expect from a Lanthimos movie. I have absolutely no idea what's going on, but it looks like Yorgos knows what he's doing. I really don't know whether this will even release here in India or not. Book My Show doesn't show it, but the PVR website does. But I really hope that it comes out here because then it would be my first time watching a Lanthimos movie in theaters. For the third category, there are quite a lot of films. Most of them are from foreign film festivals. So there's Die My Love, Nouvelle Vague, Anemone, The Chronology of Water, Julia Ducournau's Alpha, Highest to Lowest, It Was Just an Accident, The History of Sound, Homebound, Sentimental Value, The Mastermind, Eleanor the Great, Honey Don't, Resurrection, Frankenstein, No Other Choice, After the Hunt, Jay Kelly, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Rental Family, Sound of Falling, Urchin, Pillion. And sadly, there are no reports of them coming out in cinemas this year, at least for me. And finally, for the films that are definitely coming out this year and that I'm excited for, Kantara Chapter 1. Given that I liked the first Kantara, I'm interested to see where Rishabh takes the story, especially given that it's a prequel. Though my primary complaint with the original film was its blatant depiction of misogyny as romance, I found the lore and the world building to be its best and most interesting aspect, which is why I'm curious to see the places this film will go to regarding expanding the mythology and lore of this culture. It really looks bigger and more ambitious than the original, but I hope that they equally focus on the characters and their emotions, as it's these aspects that often tend to get lost the bigger the film gets. Hopefully, the problematic elements of the first film will be absent here, but either way, I have nothing but respect for Rishabh Shetty's ambition and vision for this world. Him. I probably would not have had that much interest in this film if it wasn't produced by Jordan Peele, but because it is, I trust that Peele has backed a hopefully solid film. From the trailer, the film looks aggressively intense and uncomfortable, plus the editing and sound design are excellent and add to the harshness of the tone. I don't know what's going on or what it's even about, but it looks and feels very confident. It's probably going to be one of those what the fuck did I just watch films where it melted your brain but you still kinda liked it. I'm very curious to see how this turns out. Bring Her Back. This year's been a great year for horror, and not just for the studio blockbusters, but the indie space as well, and Bring Her Back is hopefully yet another addition to this solid horror movie run. I'm going to see it this coming weekend in cinemas, and I'm cautiously excited because I'm often scared of horror movies, so this is going to be a difficult watch. But the trailer definitely had me hooked, especially because of the seemingly strong command of tone, gorgeous looking shots, and really good sound design. I'm really hoping that these aspects are there and are as prevalent as they are in the trailer. The filmmakers were apparently YouTubers who finally got their big break after Talk to Me, and that really gives me hope for my future. Nishanchi. Literally the only Hindi film in this list that's later to release that I am excited to see. My interest comes from two important words: Anurag Kashyap. Obviously, many others and I love his older classics like Vasepur and Devdi, but I still have liked his recent works, unlike many others. Nishanchi feels like a return to form of sorts. I've seen many requesting Kashyap to do films like Vasepur Part 3, but honestly, I'm glad that he's doing what he wants. And from what we see in the trailer, Nishanchi looks like a lot of fun. It feels like this rooted, pulpy thriller that's incredibly stylish. I get the vibes of a lot of his older films, and I'm really hoping it's just as good as them. Despite all the conflict with the release or lack thereof of Kashyap's recent films, I'm glad that we at least get to see Nishanchi. Plus, it's just nice to see the title of the film also written in Urdu. Amidst the rampantly growing Islamophobia in the country, often propagated by commercial films and even the ruling party, it's just refreshing to see Kashyap not give in to the propaganda. The Running Man. Edgar Wright is one of my favorite filmmakers working today, and to see him back with a movie after 4 years with Glenn Powell as the lead is definitely exciting to me. The film definitely looks entertaining as hell, and I'm sure the filmmaking will be top notch given that it's Wright at the directing helm. The only thing that turns me off is the look of the film. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it has this weirdly grey, low contrast, digital look, which I personally am not a fan of. It doesn't make the film look unique, which isn't really something I want to say about an Edgar Wright film. But still, I have high hopes for this one, and I'm really hoping it's as fun as it looks because it looks like a good fucking time at the movies. Caught Stealing. This is the last film that I'm seeing this month, and it's been my most anticipated film of August. I mean, it's directed by Darren Aronofsky and starring Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz. What's not to love? The film visually looks really good, and it's primarily the stellar cast that has me intrigued, apart from whatever we see happening in the trailer. But even from what we see in that, it looks batshit crazy. The film looks great, and Butler and Kravitz look like they have great chemistry. I love the universally beloved Black Swan, but I was also a fan of The Whale, which didn't work for a lot of people. And I think Aronofsky does a solid job at getting into the darker and more murkier parts of human nature, and while Caught Stealing doesn't look or feel like any of his other films, which is a great thing, I am curious to see whether this film will have any thematic similarities. But either way, I'm really hoping that this does something interesting, if not new. The Smashing Machine. Maybe it's sad that the Safdies are making films separately, but I also think that it's delightful for us film fans to get two different Safdie brothers movies this year. From when the poster released, I was already excited for this, and man, does it look great. As Marty Supreme felt anxiety-inducing, as expected from this director pairing, I got the opposite sense from the trailer of this film. It feels like a comparatively patient character study. The film looks really good, and it's just nice to see The Rock in an actual movie instead of in streaming slop. And I'm really hoping that he wins me over with this film. But primarily, I'm just really curious to see the individual styles and voices of the Safdie brothers when they are not working with each other. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. I have only seen one of director Kogonada's films, and he honestly stuck out to me as a filmmaker with an interesting and unique voice. While After Yang was a reserved film, it looks like Kogonada has tapped into his sentimental side with this film. From the trailer, the film looks exactly like what the title is. An incredibly colorful and sweeping romance revisiting the past along with it. It just looks like my thing. Plus, it stars some of my favorite actors working today that I have never seen paired up, but it looks like they've got really good chemistry. This looks like the type of film that isn't afraid to wear its corny heart up its sentimental sleeve. And you know what? Maybe it's just what we need right now. One battle after another. If I could start talking about just how excited I am for this movie, I probably wouldn't stop. But for the sake of this video, I'll have to sadly keep it short. Paul Thomas Anderson is one of our finest filmmakers, and to see a film of his is considered no less than an event. I had sadly missed out on Licorice Pizza in cinemas 4 years back, and the re-release screening that I had booked this year had unfortunately been cancelled the previous day. So to finally see a PTA film in cinemas is incredibly exhilarating. And from whatever I've seen in the trailer, I have absolutely zero idea what's going on. And because I want to know as little about the movie as possible, I have avoided all the new trailers. With a near 3-hour runtime and an almost $175 million budget, Anderson seems to be going all out, and I am here for it. These are the original blockbusters that we should be supporting in cinemas, and I really hope we do. The film looks batshit crazy, but PTA looks like he's in control of his craft. I'm honestly surprised that DiCaprio and PTA had never worked together, but it sounds like the perfect actor-director pairing. And I am genuinely very, very excited to see this, especially in IMAX. And if this film isn't good, then I just might end it all. And now, for what is my most anticipated movie of the entire year, probably neck to neck with one battle after another, is James Cameron's Avatar: Fire and Ash. I kid you not, when the trailer for this film dropped, I called all of my friends and I watched it with them. And from what I can see, I am as blown away as I expected to be. Knowing Cameron, he's not only going to make this film incredibly entertaining, but is going to take risks and go places none of us expect him to go. But he is still a master of scale, shown through brilliant compositions. The images in the trailer were breathtaking, making me incredibly excited to not just revisit these characters, but also the planet of Pandora and its inherent beauty. He understands best that the action and grandeur doesn't work if we don't care about the characters and aren't emotionally invested in their story. I have no idea what's going to happen in the film, and I can't wait to watch it in IMAX this December. I'm really hoping it's as good, if not better, than the previous two Avatar films, which I love wholeheartedly. And I'm really hoping to enter the cinema hall with bated breath and walk out of the theater absolutely blown away, but also moved. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Almost half of the year is left, and there are tons of movies yet to watch. I personally can't wait to go to the cinemas every weekend and watch these movies. Do let me know in the comments what films you are all excited to watch for the rest of the year. Till then, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, support the channel. It means the world to me. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.